Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Voices for Voices TV show and podcast. I'm your host, founder of Voices for Voices, Justin Allen Hayes. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether you're watching, listening, whether you're here in the United States or anywhere else across the world. We thank you for spending, no matter how small or how large amount of time you spend with us. We greatly appreciate that, and we are uh, overall, from a show perspective, we surpassed 285 total episodes, including in studio episodes and out of studio episodes. We had a goal of 300 total episodes by the end of 2025, and we have just exploded in a good way. The last month and a half, 2 months probably is a good thought process of when that really kicked into high gear. I can't tell you what caused that, uh, but that's where we're at. And I think anytime that any of us are an advocate or we're passionate about something or some things, uh, we want to share. We want to talk about it. We want to help others. And somewhere in all that uh, is Voices for Voices. And while we are a 501(c)(3) charity, we operate just like a business does. Uh, and it goes back to each and every one of you. This is your first episode. Welcome. If you've been with us for the whole ride, thank you so much for being such a great supporter, follower, Voices for Voices. I'm gonna ask you for one thing. If you can give us a thumbs up, a like, share, follow, comment on your favorite platform that you can consume podcasts. That would be very helpful. Again, it's free to do. We do it all the time. I think subconsciously we do it more than we think we do. And so we would just appreciate that if you're able to do that and share and all that fun stuff. We like to think that we are uh, again, we're a voice for ourselves and or a voice for others. And what we're going to talk about in this episode is uh, being a voice for others, uh, for one reason or another, for one event or another. Each of us at at different times probably have felt uh, alone, secluded. People don't get you, don't get me. They don't understand. They don't want to take time to understand or to really find out and learn what's going on. Uh, and that we might need help. And and that's really where this episode takes a good foothold because I can speak from experience. Uh, I don't know, growing up is the default, but for me, growing up, very supportive family, very supportive parents and uh, extended family, and and trying to find myself, like, oh, there's Justin. Oh, Justin's in the mirror. Uh, but in all seriousness, you know, I got to thinking, what am I here on Earth for? why are the things that I love so much to do, like playing baseball and basketball, and uh, why are these opportunities just dissipating, just gone with the wind? And so it put me in a very dark place. Put me in a place again, questioning, what's this life for? If we've done something good, when we feel good when we do it, and then that stops for whatever reason, it just stops. We tend to do, I want to use like huge words or big words, but we do introspection, which basically is we look inside ourselves, our mind, our bodies, and we start thinking, well, do I really love doing this thing or things? Don't I? And we can love doing something. We could love playing a sport, or whatever your thing is. But that doesn't mean that everybody else feels that same way, if that makes sense, about us. And so maybe a year or even a week ago feels like everybody was on our side. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden, that's all just like, that floor mat or that carpet just taken right out under our feet, without any prior warning that that's going to happen. Or if you have a table set with plates and utensils and cups and all that, and like, wow, this looks great. Take some pictures, and then somebody comes out of nowhere and just pulls that tablecloth right off. Plates go crashing, uh, cups go crashing, breaking, and it's intense. And those are, I guess, some of the analogies I would use and I'm using for me when I felt, and there's still days where I feel this way, but much less than what I'm referring to here. And again, this is no fault of anybody, um, no fault of anybody in my family or anything. It, it's just something that I was going through, and I think a lot of us, we go through things, and especially early on, we don't know what to do when we're faced with a dilemma or faced with a we're faced with a different thing happening to the thing we love or the thing we love doing. And so change is not something that I was very adaptive of. Now, I'll say now in my 40s, uh, I'm a little bit better at change. Doesn't make Change doesn't make things easier. Being able to process and channel that energy, which, to be upfront, is an energy that is very, I don't say mean-spirited, but uh, we're not happy, and so we're like, again, what the heck? What am I doing here? What do I have to offer the world? And so it's sometimes we're having to be reactive to a situation, and others we can be proactive. And I know this sounds a little bit, it's intense, right? We're talking about times in our lives where things aren't perfect, and we shouldn't think that we need to be perfect because we can't be perfect. We're imperfect. We're human beings. Nonetheless, I mean, I could raise my hand. I was like, I judge with the best of them, not only judging others, but judging myself. Oh my gosh, did I say the right thing? Did I wear the right outfit? Did I show up at the right time, at the right place? And on and on and on and on we go. And and as I sit here in my 40s, starting to process this and those instances, those experiences, doesn't make it any easier. What it does, though, is I've had to learn, let's see, we have to learn the hard way sometimes. I'm most like, well, there's not really a good option here. And so we're back in that dark place of, well, I don't see a good option here. And I'm here to say that, getting close to halfway through this episode, that it may take some time. It it may take a long time, may take a short time, but there's going to be a period of time that's going to go on and go by, and then we start thinking about, whoa, 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 I'm in my 40s. Where did my where'd my perseverance, my my where my perseverance, where did my drive for doing what I love to do at that time? And I mean, I think we can think of it like this. I mean, like, and again, using my experience, life just starts happening so quick, meaning different topics come up, different questions come up. We have to answer them on the fly. Sometimes we don't have all the information. We're in a relationship, out of a relationship. So there's just so many things that as we're growing up, we don't have to be terribly concerned about paying the bills and supporting a family. But then, I don't want to say at the snap of a finger, but feels that way. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm an adult. I gotta do adult things. And what happened, all the fun and so we still can have fun, but we gotta spend time sometimes a lot of time, just doing things that might not be the super interesting, like paying the mortgage, paying the car insurance, paying loan, loans, student loans, many loans. And then we just have to continue. And that's hard. So when we reach that point where everything kind of comes together and crashes, and we go to pick up the pieces, we have to do what we love. We have to do what we want. We have to think about our legacy. And it takes time. Like Voices for Voices took 30 some plus years to come about. And it probably was manifesting in my mind, maybe under another term, another thing. And now it's become this worldwide movement of helping others, bringing others' voices to the forefront. Then people share and talk, invent, tackle hard subjects, hard areas, dangerous areas at times. And so I'm in a spot where I I truly am grateful for where I'm at, for even even those experiences, excuse me, years and years ago, because that's what made me who I am. And at the end of the day, that's what people are going to think about. And so I want to be known as a helper, not somebody like the Justin in the first half of my years where it was just all about me. There's gonna be days where it is about me. We have to do self-care. We have to maintain. But then other days are gonna be a little bit more peaceful because if we haven't gotten there, we're starting to get to where we want to be and what we want to do. We've talked about this a long time. A lot of businesses, people that, started them, founded them, they start small at a garage, a basement, they work themselves up. Takes time, takes a lot of time. It takes more time when you got your thing than when you're doing somebody else's thing. Because when you're doing somebody else's thing, you can you can go and do what you need to do, and then you can leave. But when it's your thing, it's got to be right here. Got to be in the heart. It's where it has to be. It's where it has to start. It's where it has to remain. Nobody's gonna believe. Nobody's gonna be as passionate. Nobody's gonna persevere. Nobody's gonna try to be patient, which is so hard to do. Nobody's gonna do those things for us. We have to be that cheerleader too, unabashedly. Talk about our organization. Talk about what we do. If you don't have an organization, a company, that's fine. Talk about yourself. What do you do well? What are some examples? It's the same thing. It's branding, marketing. We all have a personal brand, and some of us have a brand of an organization too. And each and every minute, each and every second of every day shows others what that brand is, what that brand stands for. So we are an organization of action. We do help others. We help a lot of people. We're global. Can't believe it. We're 79 countries where Voices for Voices has beamed to. It's incredible. So we don't take any of our time with you. We don't take it lightly. When we have conversations, when we have guests on, we talk about things. It's because it's important. It's important to share. It's important to talk. It's important to gather together, to gather information. And so as we start to wind down this particular episode, I want to talk about Native Americans. I don't know a lot about Native Americans, but what I do have an understanding, what I think I have an understanding about Native Americans is as we sit here in July of 2025, there's Native Americans that are being treated poorly, not treated nicely, and that's something that we want to change. Native Americans here in America, I'll say they're here first. I mean, I'm not sure how many tribes are left, but over the years, they've been treated very poorly. And whether they're Native Americans or not, we don't think anybody should be treated poorly. So we're going to start highlighting what it means to be a Native American, indigenous. So I can learn, and then you can learn too. And that's part of the population here in our United States and North, South America. Uh, it's an area that it seems to be a lot of people turned their back on, that they don't show their respect. Kind of like we talk about our elders. For me, my parents, there's a certain level of respect you give people. Somebody's a little bit older than us. We don't have to agree with everything that they think or say, but there's probably a good chance they've been through something or some things that are more than what we have, given, depending on how many years separate, say somebody in their 60s versus me in my low 40s. So whether I agree with that person or not, they are going to have had experiences that I haven't had. And so I think it's important to just see that, to respect that, to treat kindly. And so when we talk about Native Americans, that's where my head's at with our organization and me, to show these individuals, to show these tribes, to show these Native Americans, these indigenous individuals, to show them respect, to give them, like others, like all others, to give that opportunity to use the Voices for Voices platform to talk about, history, current state, what's happening. Because I sure as heck don't know everything. Not even close. So I'd like to be sure that us as an organization and me personally, we do as much research as we can, which is what we do with all the topics we talk about here on our show or on our videos, or our shorts, our TikTok. We do as much research as can be done, and then we share information. So it's the same thing with Native Americans. We're going to gather information. We're going to talk to Native Americans, and we're going to give them a voice as well. It's so many others over the course of years and uh, decades who haven't, who caused a lot of Native Americans to be frightened, to be scared. And there's good reason to, when we start to hear some of the actions and just awful conditions, awful treatment, uh, inhumane is the word that keeps coming to my mind. So Native Americans, indigenous individuals, you can turn to Voices for Voices as well. This is for everybody. This isn't just not just for me. It's not just for one group. This is for everybody. It's for you. It's for me. For the entire world. So again, I'm going to do my best to do as much research as I can, to talk to as many people as I can, that we bring them on the show, let them tell their stories, their experiences, And hopefully that leads to more Native Americans feeling comfortable, more comfortable. Might not be 100%, might not be 100% comfortable, but it may make a person a little bit more comfortable knowing that they have an ally with Voices for Voices. And so I'm excited to learn more. I'm excited to research. I'm excited to talk. I'm excited not just to talk, but to listen. We all have to work on our listening skills. I'm one of them. It's easy for us to get into the me. I gotta say what I'm doing, and I'm doing this, and I'm gonna name drop this person and that person. And those are enticements, but it's only when we truly learn, when we truly learn, I have learned a lot of it's through listening, letting other people talk, letting other people share. And so if you're a Native American, part of a tribe, part of an indigenous group, I'm sorry what you have had to endure. I'm sorry that more of more of your family or the people in your community aren't with us on Earth any longer. Now, me personally, I haven't had anything to do with any of these negative actions. The reason why I'm apologizing is because as a human being, there's a lot of things people shouldn't have to go through. And so for the as much as I can, I apologize where we haven't talked about and given you a bigger voice until now. Over 285 episodes in. But I can assure you that changing, it has changed. I'm very excited to learn about you, learn about your tribe, learn about your group, learn about your family. And I'm going to do that, try my best to do that through listening. So we welcome all Native Americans, all Indigenous individuals, no matter where you're at in the world today, or where you were yesterday, or where you're going to be tomorrow. Thank you for your patience. And you can call Voices for Voices an ally for you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching, listening. Thank you for being a voice for you or somebody in need and celebrating voices of all shapes and sizes. And until next time, I'm your host, founder of Voices for Voices, Justin Allen Hayes. And we'd like to end our show by saying, please be a voice for you or somebody in need. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us.